Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby was not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby. I'm Webby.
And I'm Eddie. And we're dinking around.
Yeah, we're going to dink around so hard. It's going to be a great time.
Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby is very similar to the Eddie and Webby podcast, just slightly different. And Webby, why don't you tell everybody why it's a little different?
Well, there's a few key reasons why it's different. For one, it's raw.
What?
For two, it's uncensored.
What?
For three, it's unscripted. It's all unplanned. I mean, we have no idea what we're doing right now. We're just going on the fly. We might have a couple topics in mind to bring up, but that's it. Anything could happen. In fact, you could join us if you're tuning in live. If this isn't live and you're watching it after the fact, you cannot join us because we won't be live anymore. But right now we're live. Like if you're watching us live right now, we're live and you could join us. So all you got to do is send us a message. Mm-hmm. We'll let you know how to connect with us. And to be honest,
let's touch tips.
Oh,
okay.
I think I'm a little too far from the camera, but whatever. That was weird. That was very weird. Don't ever do that again.
We'll go this way.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, you're wrong way.
I always go the wrong direction first.
Yeah.
Here we go. Doing a little fingertip touch.
That's harder than it looks, actually. All right, enough tip touching. Yes, and literally, so when we say it's unplanned, usually what that means is that Webby and I are like, hey, here's a few topics that maybe we want to talk about. If we don't, no big deal. Literally tonight, we have nothing at all even written down to potentially talk about whatsoever.
Yep, that's exactly right. But I've actually, I got in contact with somebody. Somebody messaged me. We might have a guest.
Ooh.
We might have a guest in the works. I just sent the communication on how to connect with us, so we will see if they accept and join us. But until then, what's going on with you, Eddie?
Well, we talked about it earlier, and it had to do with bad advice that we were given when we started off, and I think both of us were. And what I want to do is, we're nice guys, right? We don't want to offend anybody. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I do think that the advice that we got legitimately came from a good place. It was advice that these people were given, or maybe the instruction academy they went to 15 years ago taught it that way, and they still thought it was appropriate. I'm not sure. But by any means, when we talk about the advice that we were given, we don't want it to be offensive or aimed at anybody in particular. These are just general ideas, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. No offense needed at all. I mean, the people that gave us the advice, they didn't know any better. And at the time, it seemed like great advice. We didn't know any better either.
That's right. I want to talk about one that literally we've talked about on the show a couple times, but to me, it is probably the worst advice that I think I ever got. And that was always do a third shot drop and run your ass off to get to that freaking kitchen line.
Yes.
Were you given that advice?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Just whatever you do, you got to get to that kitchen line as soon as possible.
And if you guys out there were given that advice as well, please let us know in the comments, because I do think that it was I do think it was a common thing that happened. A common piece of advice that was given around. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree, definitely. And it's just, I mean, again, that's one of those things where like it seems to make sense at the time, because yeah, I mean, you want to be at that kitchen line. That's the place to be. So yeah, why not rush? Right. Just rush as fast as you can, no matter what kind of ball is coming at you, no matter what kind of a pop-up you just gave the other team. Just get your ass to that kitchen line right now, mister.
Hey, Webby, I think we need to table our pickleball discussion for a little bit.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Because I think we actually have somebody that joined us, and we're going to bring her on.
How's it going?
Hi, friends.
Hey, long time no talk, long time no see. It's so good to see your face. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing
great.
Awesome.
Yay.
So
Finally,
those that
we're reunited.
right, it's been forever. We've wanted to do this for a while now. I'm glad it finally worked out. For those that may not know who you are, we have a lot of new people tuning into the show these days. Why don't you tell everybody who you are?
Hi, guys. I'm Melanie. I'm the creator and founder of the Brewbies Festival.
Nice. And what is the Brewbies Festival? What is that?
Brewbies is a craft beer festival that is a breast cancer fundraiser for the Keep a Breast Foundation,
Very
based
nice.
in Oceanside, California.
Awesome. And for those that haven't been with us for a long time, Mel has a very special place in our hearts. In fact, Mel was our very first ever live guest that we did once we decided to do this show live. And we can't thank you enough
So
for that, because that
awesome.
was that night changed our lives. Not gonna lie, it just changed everything for us for the better.
That's amazing. And also, it was really early in the morning, I remember, because we drank breakfast out and I got hammered.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
At like 9 a.m. I was hammered. I was like, good thing I'm on the West Coast. I'm just gonna go right back to bed.
nice.
Yeah, breakfast stout on an empty stomach after just
Right?
waking up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
That's so cool. Man, so much has changed, because that was what, like I don't even know, 15, 16 months ago that we had you on. So much
Yeah.
has changed in that time frame for you, right?
Yeah, I moved to Nashville. Probably. Hold on, I need to open a beer.
Yeah, you do.
I was
Yes,
waiting.
you do. Very much so.
And I have this really weird beer that I've never tried before that I was like, I'm going to open this one and
Nice.
share it with you guys.
This is
And
the
it's
perfect
pink.
place to do it.
Yes. And it's pink.
Nice.
And it's pink.
Like the actual beer itself is pink. Oh, check
Yeah.
that out. Yeah.
Oh man. See, that's the kind of beer my wife would go for, because she loves. Last time you were on, you talked about a sparkle beer that you had,
Mhm.
and she's all about that kind of thing. She's not much of a beer drinker, but if it's pink and sparkles, she'll give it a try.
That's how I feel.
Love it.
Nice. Well,
Cheers,
cheers.
guys.
Thanks.
Wow.
Cheers. Thanks for being here again. And
Cheers.
yeah, this is awesome. And so this is our new. Well, it's not so much new now, but it's new since last time you were on. This is our show, Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby, where all we do is we drink and just BS the whole time, and we have nothing planned. We just hang out, and that's it.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
So-
so much fun.
Yes.
It's great.
So tell us about Nashville. So where did that come from? Because you were in California before, right?
Yeah. So man, I've kind of always wanted to move to Nashville. I'm kind of a little like honky tonk girl deep down inside. And so it was kind of always a dream of mine to open a country bar in the South. I went through a few changes last year, and I just kind of was like, maybe now's the time. So the company that I actually work for, the Kevin Lyman Group, has an office based in office in Nashville. So it kind of was a little bit of a perfect opportunity where I wasn't necessarily outgrowing LA, but I was ready for a change. And so it was just the opportunity. You ask the universe for something, and then when it's handed to you, you snag it.
I love that. I say that line
Yeah.
all the time. Like, if you want something, you've got to put it out in the universe, but you also have to be ready, because when it responds, you got to take it.
And you don't know when it's going to respond. So
Yeah.
like kind of a jerk move if you're asking for something and then it's handed, you don't take it.
Right. You got to be ready. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. It's been quite an adjustment.
I can
But it's
imagine.
been
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Yeah. The
What-
beer's been the hardest adjustment,
Really? What?
honestly.
So what?
Just a superficial problem. I haven't found any like breweries that I really need to write home about. In fact, I just write home and I ask people to send me beer.
Oh man. So what's what's your go-to beer that you want people to send you? Do you have something that you like really miss that you got to get people to send you?
I just want a nice, like, hoppy IPA that doesn't look like orange juice. And everybody here makes a hazy beer.
That's what I'm drinking right
Which,
now.
what do you drink? See,
Yeah.
it's the fad, right? And I've had a couple that I like, but what is that? Oh, it's Rogue.
Bat Squatch by Rogue. The reason we had it is because our previous guest lives in Oregon. Oregon. I think I had to learn how to pronounce it earlier because I've been saying it wrong all my life. But it's Bat Squatch by Rogue. So that's why I got it. And it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not going to lie. It's not bad.
So Mel, I think you would really like, based on what you just said, I think you would really like what I'm drinking tonight. This is called Hop Lust, and this is from a Michigan brewery called Rockford Brewing Company, and it's delicious. It's nice and hoppy, but not super bitter. So it's got really good hoppiness, but not too much so. And I'm really liking it, and I feel like you would probably enjoy this as well.
Yeah. I like there's a few good beers out here and I've only to not to totally bash on Nashville, but Nashville beer, I should say. I haven't also had the opportunity to go to a lot of places. And I just saw online today there's a brewery here that has an old San Diego brewer. So it's on my list. I'm gonna go check it out this weekend. Maybe I can find some beer.
What brewery in San Diego were they at?
They used to brew at Mint, and their new spot here is called New Heights. And their logo is actually like it looks like the North Park Water Tower, which I don't know if you're familiar with San Diego, and like the North Park 30th Street is like kind of the hot spot for beers and just cool things to do these days. And there's a really like iconic water tower in North Park, and their logo looks just like it. So I wonder if there's like a tie-in
connection there. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, our friend Kim and Webby, do you know how to pronounce your last name?
I actually literally just messaged her to find out how to pronounce the name because I knew I would butcher the hell out of it. And it is Kim Bashrouche. And she says, "What is the pink beer? That is what people really want to know." That's a great question.
Nice. It is from Jackie O's, which is an Ohio brewery. And it's called Gingham. It's an oak-aged sour beer conditioned on Montmos. I don't even know how to pronounce that cherry.
I love sours.
Montmorency cherries?
I do too.
I do
like a good sour.
Cute.
Is it is it a funky sour? Is it like a lactobacillus kind of like normal sour, or is it like a Brettanomyces like wet dog in a phone booth horse blanket sour?
No, it's more like a lacto sour. Okay. But the cherry gives it a little bit almost like a apple pie kind of taste, like that cinnamony kind of like biscuity taste to it.
Yum.
It's pretty good.
I want a sour now.
I know. A sour sounds great right about now.
Wait, let me read you the thing. It actually says a blend of 1 to 3 year old oak aged sour blondes conditioned upon the Montmorency, I'm saying that wrong, cherries. A beautiful crimson hue accompanies aromas of tart cherry pie, vanilla, and bright Meyer lemon. A playful riff on classic creeks.
Yum.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I always love the description on the beer bottles or the beer cans. Webby, Eddie, do you have...
I'm Eddie, by the way.
Yeah. I get confused sometimes. I don't know. But anyway, Eddie, does your can have a description? Right. Yeah, I was going to... Actually, I do want to read my can too, so I was talking to myself just out loud in my head.
I love it. Are you asking me if there's a description on my can for Bat Squatch?
Yeah, I'm always curious to hear what the brewer, how they describe their beer.
For years, rumors have circled that deep in the woods of Mount St. Helens lives the fabled Bat Squatch. While there are many tales of Bat Squatch, they are all a bit hazy on the details, which makes the Truth. I'm really sorry. It's really hard to read on this. The truth, such a juicy mystery. So what better way to honor the legend than with a hazy, juicy IPA? Perfect for camping and potentially making a new friend, which is very nice. One thing that I like, though, is it has a pair with it, like a little chef's hat, and you can see there, this
That's
is supposed to be
cool.
paired with white cheddar, grilled salmon, or strawberry shortcake. And I can actually see, because of the fact that there is a little bit of that like tropical fruit in it, that it would go. I think this would actually go really, really well with a white cheddar grilled cheese sandwich. That's what I would pair it with.
Oh,
Oh man, that sounds good. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I could go for a white cheddar grilled cheese sandwich right about now.
What about you, Webby? Is there
who's
anything
cooking?
on your can?
Yeah, this is I love the description here. It says lusting for hops, bold hoppy flavor without the harsh bitterness. Will leave the bitter for your in-laws. And then I love the artwork on the can too.
Yeah,
It's like a very realistic looking heart, but the bottom part of the heart is a hop.
Nice.
I like it. Melissa Cook said, I'm enjoying Brew Free or Die Blood Orange IPA from 21st Amendment Brewery. It goes well with Dinking Around. I agree. And 21A,
Nice.
that's a California brewery, right, Mel?
Yeah, they come to Brewbies in the Bay.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because they're San Francisco based,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Oh, man, it's been a while since I've talked beer, and I'm super excited about it. It's like all my inner beer nerd is coming
Yeah.
out.
Me too. I like it.
Yeah, I love the fact that that you're here with us tonight and that we're able to focus on beer more than usual. It's been a very long time since we've done that. Since you were on last time,
What have
our
you guys been
podcast
talking about? Pickleball?
our podcast has been pretty much 95% pickleball.
Yep.
And I love that fact. And I remember when last time you were on, we kind of taught you what pickleball was because you had never heard of it before. Since that time, have you played pickleball or not?
I have not.
Oh no.
We failed. We blew it,
But-
Webby.
I know. I've been busy.
Wait,
Right?
you just moved like 1,500 miles, probably more than that. Like what do you mean you've been busy?
Right,
Yeah.
and you're running a big charity fundraising beer festival. I mean, come on, it's not like you're busy or anything. Jeez.
Yeah, I need to get a hobby.
Yeah.
But that might change. It might change. So Brewbies is next weekend. And then the week after that, I'm going down to Mexico with Shani, who's the founder of Kiva Breast. And her mom and dad lived down in Mexico during the winter. And I'm not sure if we're going to their house or where we're staying. Shani's like just taking me down there and surprising me, I guess. But they have pickleball at their house.
Oh, come on.
So
Nice.
maybe I'll, maybe Nancy Joe will be teaching me how to play pickleball.
Oh yeah, for sure. If they've got it at their house, they're
I'm not
definitely
gonna-
going to teach you how to play if you go there. Absolutely, 100%.
If they have it at their house, that means that they're probably diehards too. So they're
Yeah,
you're
they're
good.
like,
They'll take care of
That's
if I'm
that's my
if I'm gonna
ultimate.
learn, it's got to be from like somebody that knows what they're doing.
you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's my ultimate dream is to eventually have my own private pickleball court.
You have the room in your backyard, man. Webby's has a giant
Yeah,
backyard.
I do.
It's literally, I mean, it's huge.
Are the
I feel like
conditions appropriate?
No, it's Michigan. No.
I mean, I would only be able to use it for 3 months out of the year, but it'd be totally worth it.
Sure.
Plus, I wouldn't have to cut my grass in the backyard anymore. It would be all pickleball court.
That's true. I like it.
But I feel like the town I live in, like the city, I feel like they would give me shit if I try to put a court back there. Like they would probably like not allow it or something. I don't know. It's worth a shot though. Might as well try it.
Because it's essentially like a tennis court, right? It's got to be flat and like paved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a much smaller scale version of a tennis court, and it's
Yeah.
just so much fun. Like part of me thinks like it might be better if you don't learn how to play pickleball because I feel like it's going to take away from your organization. Because like once you learn how to play pickleball, you're going to be hooked. That's a guarantee, and you're going to want to spend as much time as possible playing it. So it might be tough on you.
Or maybe there's some synergy there. I mean, craft
Yeah.
beer, pickleball. Andrew with Pickle and Pints out of Houston, he's been bringing the two together. So you never
Yeah.
know.
No, seriously, I
You
think
never know.
like you and our friend Andrew from Pickle and Pines could collaborate to make an ultimate beer and pickleball festival. I'm
Yep.
telling you, like
Yep.
that would be a win-win situation. And I think as soon as the show ends, we're gonna give you his number, we're gonna give him your number, and we got to make that happen.
Where is he out of? Austin?
Houston, right? Houston, not he's
Houston.
yeah, Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Yep.
Yep.
Pickle and pint. I'm writing notes. I feel like I'm working all of a sudden.
Oh, come on, stop it. No,
I was
this
supposed
is
to be having a beer, hanging out. Now I'm taking notes. Now I have to do another fundraiser.
right. You're like, great, another freaking thing that I gotta do. Jeez.
One more event I
Nope.
have to put on that I'm not going to make any money off.
Now I'm telling you though, pickleball is becoming pretty profitable. I'm telling you, if you incorporate pickleball, that might be the next big step in
And then
the
I'm
Brewbies
supposed
festival.
to like pocket money off of the fest, like
right.
skim some dollars off the top. I'm like, no big deal.
Yeah. No.
Eddie and Webby said it was okay.
Yeah. We're the morality police,
Right?
so don't worry.
Yeah.
We're good. We got
Okay.
you covered.
Okay, thanks guys.
What is going on with Brewbies? I mean, like, I'm sure it's blowing up by now, right? Last year you talked about
mean,
having
it's
different
crazy.
ones, right?
Yeah. So Brewbies is next week, like I mentioned, in Oceanside, and then we're doing it's the 11th annual, excuse me. And then in May we'll be holding the 5th annual up at Faction in East Bay, San Francisco. Just this last year we took it to the East Coast for the first time, and went to Charlottesville, Virginia, which was a lot of fun. It was a very humbling experience, but overall it was really cool, and I'm excited to go back to Charlottesville this year. A little bit later in the year, I think in October, we're going to do something, depending on the football schedule. UVA is a big college football town. So depending on the schedule, we'll probably try to pull a Saturday in October to go back to Champion. So
That's
cool.
awesome.
I don't know, just same old,
Yeah.
I have big dreams of doing it in Denver, but those are on hold.
Why do you say that?
Well, because I have like a full-time job and other things to do, I guess.
So you're saying it's on hold because you haven't figured out how to clone yourself yet.
I don't have the capacity. Like, I'm going bananas right now.
Yeah.
Actually be working right now. But when you text me earlier, I was like, no, I'm going to stop working and just drink a beer. I was like, this is great.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what I love
So
about
thank
the
you
show. It's
for-
like so unplanned. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna message Mel, see if she wants to join us. And I didn't have super high hopes just because it was so last minute. And when you replied and said, yeah, why not? Let's give it a try. Like that it just got me super excited, super happy, and I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm actually really honored, and like I appreciate you guys inviting me back. It's awesome. Thanks for thinking of me.
Of course.
Oh,
I mean-
for sure. I mean, like we said before, like you have such a special place in our heart. I mean, like
Yeah.
especially the first time ever going live, and it was crazy because I was fairly new to the Instagram world when we first started our YouTube channel, and I can't remember how it happened, but I remember I found your stuff on Instagram. Like I found the Brewbies Festival. Like I don't know if you liked something that we did or something that you posted just showed up on my feed or something, and I clicked on it and I was like, wow, this is perfect. I mean, this is like it's for a great cause. It's a beer festival. I mean, this hits a lot of like what we were going for on our YouTube channel. And when I messaged you originally, I was like, there's no chance I'm ever gonna get a response, but what the hell? I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna reach out, see if they want to see if she wants to be on our podcast. And when you replied and said you were all about it, It was awesome. And especially the fact that you were cool with being on our first ever attempt at going live. I mean, that that took a lot of bravery. And I kid you not, like I was scared shitless before
He
that episode.
he
Like
almost threw up
I
before.
yeah,
Literally.
like I literally had a bucket next to me because I thought for sure I was gonna Ralph before or during the
No,
show.
That
it
would have
went
been
off
awesome.
without a hitch. It was perfect. Nobody, dropped their mic. Nobody was swearing, although I think we're allowed to swear. I'm probably sure I dropped an F-bomb. We had a great time. It was awesome.
Yeah, and just so you know, this is Dinking Around, so like this is uncensored. So like the back then we wanted to make sure we stayed PG, but this
Yeah.
show is a good solid PG-13.
We don't give a
Okay, well.
crap. And I'll say the word crap all day long on this show. Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I have this like super like Southern belle thing going for me now. So yeah, I don't swear anymore.
So talk about that. Well, first of all, I think you're full of crap there. But second of all, so talk to me about, because obviously Nashville and LA very different. You talked a little bit about how the beer is different, but
Yeah.
what about the people? What about the culture, the atmosphere? It's a very different city than LA, right?
So different.
Yeah.
It's so different. It's been a little bit of an adjustment. I actually, I kind of miss LA for that reason, just because LA is so big, right? Like it is 40 miles across just the city alone, and there are crazy pockets, and it can take you an entire day to get from one side to the other, depending on traffic.
Right. Yeah.
But there's so much to explore, and there's really, truly something for everyone. And I've only been in Nashville for like 8 months, and probably half of that I've been traveling for work. So to say that I've actually like gotten to explore everything here is very far from the truth. The music scene here obviously is insane. It's Music City.
Mhm.
I went to like 3 shows last week, and they were all super weird and cool and not just a typical country show. But
Right.
I'm also like a total honky tonk girl. Like I love going down to Broadway and fucking putting on, I said the F word.
You're good.
And putting on cowboy boots. Putting on cowboy boots and going and like line dancing and drinking cold beers and just having a blast. It's super fun down there. It's touristy and it's obnoxious and everybody's wasted and it's super trashy and I love it.
Did you like country
but
music
there's-
before you moved there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm kind of a country girl, you
You're
know?
a country girl,
I don't-
huh?
I'm a little bit of everything. Like I listen to punk rock and I listen to country and I listen to pop music and I listen to metal music and I'm all over the place, but
That's how I am. Like
go-to is country.
I appreciate all music. Country's
Yeah.
I wouldn't say country's at the top of my list, but I mean I can appreciate some good country tunes now and then. I just got to be in the right mood for it.
Yeah. No, it's fun. I mean, it's there and any given day there's 100 different shows that you could go to here. So there's always something cool to do. The bar scene is really like it's more of like a craft cocktail kind of a scene. So like everything is like kind of a bougie $15 cocktail, which there's a time and a place for, I'm sure. But I would just rather go to like Duke's, which is this total little dive bar that has Coors on draft for $3 and like just chill there. And like
Coors Banquet?
they always have like
Okay.
and they always have like a DJ playing rad vinyl and like it's just chill in there. That's like more my like just everyday kind of chill vibe. But there's a lot of stuff to do here. If you guys are coming down to visit, I could show you a good time.
I think we need to make it happen because Nashville is a much more realistic trip for Webby and I to both make it to than LA.
Right.
Just because
it's in the middle.
It's in the middle, right? And honestly,
Yeah.
So the last 2 summers, my wife and I, we've gone up to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and we've stayed there for an extended period of time, and we always pass through Nashville, and we keep saying like we got to stop, we got to hang out there for a little bit, and it might happen. It might happen this summer. We'll see, but I don't want to make any promises.
right.
But if it does,
Well, I don't have to go on tour this summer, so I'll be here.
okay,
At least for most of it.
okay,
As of right now. So
Okay.
that's great. And if you
Yeah.
guys come in the summer, we can do a boat day, which
yeah, on the pond.
there's a little lake out here.
right?
Yeah. There's a little lake here called Percy Priest, and we'll go rent a pontoon boat for the day. And there's water slides on it and a grill, and it's like a double-decker little pontoon boat, and we just roll out there and spend the day on the lake.
Nice.
Everybody brings a floaty, and you just post up and just float around and drink beers all day. It's great.
Sounds horrible.
That sounds awesome.
So,
And
yeah, that sounds
I
amazing.
love
awesome.
I love pontoon boats.
Yeah, it's super fun. We'll go out there a couple times this summer and just have a great day. It's super fun. Get like 10 or 12 people, and it's the jam.
I like it.
Nice.
And then we're wasted by 5 o'clock and go to bed. It's great.
Yeah. I like it.
And maybe by then I'll have found all of the best breweries here.
Yeah, you're on a mission
So,
to find
I
it.
am.
Well, but see, the difference is you don't have a brewery brewing a beer named after you in Nashville.
I think that's probably what it is. I'm just not treated like the princess that I am
Yes,
here.
it's like there's not a beer with my name on it anywhere here. It's not named after me, and so I'm just not.
And who really cares about it, you know?
For those of you guys that don't know, Mel literally does
It's gone
have
to
a
my
beer.
head.
Yeah. Mel literally does have a beer named after her.
Yeah.
From what was the name of the brewery in California?
It's the Sparkle beer. It's Mel's
Yeah.
Sparkle Pony.
Right.
But a couple of friends just moved to North Carolina and started a brewery called Precarious, and they made a beer and came down to Charlottesville for Brewbies just this last September, and it was called Melanie Cakes, like Melony, because it had like cantaloupe and like a bunch of melons in it, and it was pink and it was delicious.
Nice.
I love it.
I love how last time when you were on
Yeah.
the show though, like you talked about the beer that was brewed for you, and it's like, oh, no big deal. Like I got this beer that was brewed and named after me and stuff like that. And there's just just like
Yeah.
that was how cool is that though to have a beer brewed and named after you? I mean, that's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's weird to think about, right? It's weird to kind of like stop and think about everything that's happened in the last 11 years because of Brewbies. Like it's wild. It's super cool. And I'm very fortunate to have so many people that are awesome and supportive and want to be a part of it.
What are your
Yeah, that's
2020 goals? Do you make New Year's resolutions?
I don't know. I thought I did make a New Year's resolution, but now I can't remember what it is. So clearly it's stuck.
Clearly, it was a really good one. Right?
Or maybe I already fixed it. Maybe
That's
I
true.
already like accomplished it.
Actually, it was to be Dinking
Stay
Around with
la
Eddie and
vie.
Webby.
Mhm.
Yeah. See? What are your New Year's resolutions? Did you guys make one?
Wait, I don't know, Webby. What did you?
Yeah, I had a couple. I had two very important ones. The first one was to finally defeat Eddie in an Eddie versus Webby match when it comes to pickleball. And actually, Kim Bosch Roosh, who left a comment earlier asking what the pink beer is you were drinking, she's going to be my mixed doubles partner next month at the Florida Grand Slam tournament. And there's a very good
Nice.
chance that her and I will play against Eddie and his partner, Nicole. And if that happens, that's going to be Eddie versus Webby Part 6. And that very well could be my first ever victory against Eddie.
No pressure, Kim.
Right.
Kim, she just left a comment. She says we are going to kick ass, and I believe her. I think we are, and I think I need somebody to carry me, and I think she's the type of person that can do that.
Here, Kim, come on in. Let's get real close here. Are you ready to carry Webby on your back? Because here's the thing.
Like physically.
I've got Nicole Miller playing with me. And if you've never seen Nicole Miller, she's kind of a badass on the pickleball court. And so you're going to have to carry Webby pretty far with you to come close to taking home that Eddie versus Webby championship belt and the autographed Kyle Yates paddle. So just sharing that with you. And Kim, if you're ever in Naples, let me know. We'll go play.
Yeah, and I won't deny it. Nicole is awesome. I've teamed up with her a couple times. Her and I almost medaled together. We fell this short of medaling together. But the last time we played together at Dink for Pink recently, we went undefeated. So I know for a fact Nicole is a great player. She's going to be a great partner. And I was nervous because I didn't have a partner going into the Florida Grand Slam. And I was nervous playing up against Eddie and Nicole, no matter who I found. But luckily, I put a message out there on Facebook. Kim reached out to me, and she seems like she's going to be an awesome partner. We've never met. We've never played together. But I can tell that she is a great player, and I think we're going to do very well together.
I love it.
So that's Webby's New Year's resolution, right?
It's my number one resolution. My number two resolution is for the Eddie and Webby channel, the YouTube channel, and that is for us to reach 1,000 subscribers. And we're already well on our way. I mean, especially with all the videos that Eddie has been posting from the World Pickleball Championships, I think that has helped big time because that's been some great content. We've got new music videos on the way. We're dropping a new video on Monday, the Slick Tricks video. I mean, I feel like we're going to have 1,000 subscribers in no time.
That's right.
Nice.
Boom. Yeah. All good stuff.
What are your resolutions for
So both my wife and I are big on like goal setting and stuff like that, and I write out every single morning what my goals are, and I write them out honestly as if I've already achieved them. This is going to sound super cheesy to people that don't know me really well. Webby knows me well, so he knows who I am, but like I write it out as if like I'm grateful that I've already accomplished them. And so a lot of them have to do with fitness goals, personal goals as well. But I would think that the biggest one is just to kind of have a year of being a little bit more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe mindful, maybe connected. I think that 2019 was the year of hustle. It was the year of just keep taking on every single opportunity that comes your way. Drink from the fire hose, wear yourself out, sacrifice, do what you got to do. And I think 2020 is like the year of refinement, where it's like, all right, keep that train going, but master your craft a little bit. So I know it didn't sound too concrete, but yeah.
No, I like that. That actually resonates because last year was bananas.
For sure.
And I would like 2020 to not be.
Yeah, like I think that's one thing I love about kind of our, I don't know, where people in our age group are going is they're realizing that life's a little bit more of a balance, right? Like, yes, making money is important. You need money to live. You need to. You just need to do it, right? You need to contribute to society. It's part of what we do. But at the same time, we also need to strive for balance. And so it's like having the best of both worlds in a way where we feel fulfilled, we're mindful, I think is all super important.
Oh, for sure.
Well said.
And your goal, I think your goal is a great goal. And I feel like I kind of did that midway through last year. Like the first half of 2019, I did what you were talking about, how like drinking from the fire hydrant. Like I was taking on a whole bunch of stuff, like more probably than I should have. I sacrificed a lot of sleep because I wanted to play as much pickleball as possible. I wanted to do videos. Like whenever I shot stuff for the YouTube channel, I wanted to get it done as soon as possible. Like if for some reason I just felt like, okay, I shot it, I need to get it done like ASAP. So I would stay up all night to edit the stuff to get it out as soon as possible. Halfway through the year, I was just like drained, and I realized I wasn't focusing on more important things as much as I should, such as family and stuff like that. And halfway through, I kind of like eased myself, and I kind of like balanced things out, and it just made everything so much more enjoyable. I did pickleball just when it worked out. I did the videos when it worked out. I didn't kill myself to get it done as fast as possible. And it just the second half of 2019, it was just I felt like I finally got that balance. Not perfect, but a lot better than it was the first half of 2019. So I definitely want to focus on keeping that going in 2020, and I think things will be great.
Yeah, I love it.
Dig it.
What about for Brewbies? We haven't spent much time talking about that tonight, Mel, but like what's the good word? I mean, is it doing what you set it out to do? Is it fulfilling everything that you dreamt it would be?
No, I'm super stoked on Brewbies. Like it's, I think hitting 10 years was a big milestone. So now just going back to what we were just talking about, like I'm kind of at this place where I'm like, maybe I'm not necessarily like a person that's very good at contentment, just sitting still. So, it's for me to just kind of sit with Brewbies and be excited for where it's at and what it's doing and be okay with it and not try to fix it or change it or do another one or whatever the case may be, to just kind of take it and refine it and make sure that it still just remains like a core event that the community really loves, that at the end of the day, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is still making me happy. It's still raising a ton of money for Keep Abreast. And just like the best part of that day for me is literally like running around and I'm just like high on hugs. People are high-fiving me and thanking me and hugging me and crying to me and like sharing their stories with me. And like, that's kind of what it's all about. So if I can just kind of maintain that, that'd be great. And just be happy with maintaining it. Like I have this bubble, right? I have this audience in this bubble and we're just happy in there. We should just be happy in there. So I hope I'm like Oceanside's killing it. It's almost sold out. Faction always has sold out the last like 3 years. If we can grow Charlottesville a little bit, stoked. If it stays the same size, fine. But yeah, it's cool. Like I'm stoked on it. Are you guys coming out next week?
I wish.
Well, the Virginia one, that's a little bit more closer to us. So when is that one going down?
Yeah. In October. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's definitely more
hopefully
doable.
By the time you guys come here to Nashville, we'll have a locked in date.
I like it.
And then you guys can plan your trip to Virginia.
I think we should do it.
Nice.
Do you have like a top moment of 2019 at one of the Brewbies events or anything like that? Like, is there like one thing that just was like, this is why I do it?
I mean, it's usually when somebody comes up to me crying, which I might start crying right now talking about it. Like,
yeah,
I cry every day anyways. I might cry right now. It's really just those moments when like somebody's able to like tell you, thank you for whatever reason, that they're there for. But to be honest, those days fly by so fast. Like I spend months and months and months planning for this event and then it's over in like the blink of an eye. So I'm usually day of the fest, like not even drinking beers. I'm running around like making sure everybody's set up, making sure the volunteers know what to do, make like all the things, just running around. So it happens kind of too fast. Usually like I kind of joke that I get like PTSD Like the day after Brewbies, we all just kind of like get together. I have a group of like my core friends. I call them the Titty Committee.
That's
And they've been volunteering with me
Yeah.
for the last, 11 years, helping me put on the fest. So usually on Sunday, I just kind of decompress with the Titty Committee, but I'm usually a little numb. Like the day before is like high, like high impact, high emotions, sensory overload. And then like the next day, I'm just like, now what do I do?
Right.
Like, like, do people still care? Did they have a good time? Did they hate me? Are they as hungover as I am? Are they cursing my name too? Like, I don't know. So it's a really weird, like, emotional, like, really high, and then just like kind of a low. And then as like the week goes on, it's like a kind of a you even back out. But I think that's maybe why Shanie's going to take me to Mexico for a couple of days.
Okay.
She's like, we need to go decompress, drink some margaritas, do some yoga.
That's important. Yeah. Yoga too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, God, I mean, you hear about it, but it's like, it's, I've seen it change people's lives doing yoga on a regular basis. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Just the only time that I can like get out of my own head. Like even when I'm, excuse me, I have like stress dreams.
Right.
The other day I was watching a TV show, and I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's on Netflix. It's called Magic for Humans.
No.
If you haven't watched it, give it a whirl.
Okay.
It's a magic show. Magician.
Okay. It's just
not stressful, right?
Yep.
Shouldn't be stressful.
Yeah.
Had stress dreams. I watched like an entire season with my brother over Christmas. Stress dreams. Stress about magic.
Like
really?
Like you're performing and you're having anxiety out doing magic tricks?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Trying to figure out the tricks, make sure people don't figure out the tricks, all of it. Stressed. Stress the fuck out.
It's
bad.
actually
I'm like,
go ahead, sorry.
No, it was just like so ridiculous. I'm like, I'm such an overthinker. Like
But I think that's part of what makes you great is the fact that you're that thoughtful. But it's a blessing and a curse, right?
Thank you.
Because you got to carry that.
Thank you.
Carry that with you. You probably carry the weight of all the stories that are emotionally charged. You carry that with you as well, and that's great. But at the same point, it's also that's a lot to carry.
Yeah. So that's why I like yoga, because I can just for an hour just not think about anything except for my breath, like my breathing and what's on my mat and what's happening, and just kind of like zone out. So
Webby, what's your thing that you do to like to is it going up north? Is it going to the cabin?
Yeah, like I go up north and I go deer hunting with my dad every October and November. And like that's like just sitting in the woods, complete silence.
My roommate's home and my dog is barking. Sorry.
Bring her on.
Is that
Come
Mary?
On.
We're
on a broadcast. We're live.
Jack made an appearance earlier.
But Dara's my right hand man at Brewbies. She runs next to me since day one.
All right.
Helping me out. Yeah. Come here, Mary.
Oh, nice. Mary's finally going to make an appearance on the show.
Mary.
I know, I saw your cat earlier.
Mary.
Hey, Chippy.
Hey, what's up, Chippy?
Hey, Chip Chip.
Yep. Hi, Mary. We love Mary. I love the Instagram post you put of Mary. It makes me very happy.
Oh, yeah.
She's wagging her tail, but I think it's because she's excited to see Dara.
So speaking of yoga.
So, sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Oh, no problem. But I want to go back to the yoga discussion. The first time I ever attempted yoga in my life was after I purchased the Wii Fit.
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember the Wii Fit came out? There was like that thing you stand on.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, like I could like as soon as I started doing that, as cheesy as it sounds, doing it on the Wii, I was like, wow, this it works your core. And it does, like, once you like find that balance, like it's like, yeah, yoga is legit. I mean, people might like kind of laugh at it at first, but like once you actually try it, yoga is legit for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. Also, I love that you did it on the Wii. Are those, I just asked somebody the other day if Wii was still a thing.
Well, so here's the thing: Nintendo just announced that they're no longer going to be servicing the Wii. That's how old it is. Because I mean,
Okay.
it came out in 2006, I think, or 2007. So you're talking
Yeah.
13
Yeah.
years. But I was just recently at a friend's house, and they have younger kids, and they do Wii bowling all the time. So they still have the
Yeah.
Wii out.
I
It was
still I still bust
awesome.
that out every once in a while. It's I feel like 2 or 3 times a year, me and my daughters will get in the mood to bust out the old Wii and do some Wii activities.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And I
I went to a
recently
show
saw
the other night. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say I recently saw something that mentioned like the top selling video game consoles of all time, and I think the Wii was like number 3 or 4 of all time highest selling consoles, which is
Mm.
pretty wild. I
That's
never would have thought
wild.
that. Yeah.
I don't doubt it. I mean, think about it. It covered all ages, right?
Yeah.
From young kids to
Yeah.
grandparents. It was a system that anybody could just fire on and play. You didn't have to be a gamer. You didn't have to,
Yeah.
be a hardcore console player. You could just
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, that's very true.
I
Yeah, I feel
think
like
that's
like
probably
the
why I
Wii,
liked it.
Yep, me
yeah,
too.
the Wii is almost like the equivalent of pickleball when it comes to sports. Because I mean, what other sport can such a huge wide range, like age range, play and enjoy and be competitive in? And so yeah, we just made a comparison right there. The Wii is the pickleball of the video game world.
I like it.
Was there ever a Wii pickleball game?
No, but
No,
there
but there
should be.
there
There's
should
Wii
be, and
tennis.
There could have been, right?
I feel
Yeah,
like
I
there
maybe.
will
mean,
be. Like we've got the Nintendo Switch now, which is another amazing console, and it's actually one of my favorite all-time consoles. And I could see pickleball eventually making its way on there. Disc golf made it onto the Wii. That was my
That's
previous
true.
passion before
yeah.
before pickleball. So I could see pickleball definitely making it into the video game world.
I just went
Awesome.
to a show the other night and it was called uh well, it's this thing called Nashville is the Reason, and it's kind of the equivalent here of like emo night. And they put on an event that was a tribute to Tony Hawk Pro Skaters soundtrack,
Yes.
which if you
Oh,
guys,
The
nice.
original?
yes.
Oh my god,
So they
that
had all
Oh
these different
man.
bands come and do cover songs of the soundtrack,
oh my
and it was
god.
awesome.
That well, oh my god, so many good soundtracks from that, or so many good songs from
Yeah.
that. God,
So
remember
many.
we used to play that, Webby, do you remember in my basement we used to play that game all the time.
Oh yeah. Yep, and I remember our buddy Bill's house. We would go and
Yep.
play that in his basement while, like, when people weren't playing that, they'd be playing ping pong. Like, those were seriously some of the like most fun nights of my high school days was playing Tony Hawk and
I
just
love it.
hanging out,
Yep.
Yeah. They had a couple
drinking.
PlayStations like set up in the bar with like giant screen, like projector screens, and people were like playing Tony Hawk 1 and 3. It was awesome.
Oh yeah,
I think was that Superman was always my favorite song from that, like it was almost like a
Is that the
ska
Goldfinger
song. Yeah,
song?
Goldfinger. Yes,
Goldfinger.
exactly.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites. Yep.
Played it the other night.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It had
liked
such
that
a
one.
great soundtrack. Yeah, oh man, that was such good memories. Oh
Oh, that
man,
takes me back.
yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's so cool. Man, Nashville sounds fun. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Have you guys been to any shows lately?
No, honestly, the last concert I went to was Iron Maiden, and it was like a year and a half ago up in Tampa, and it was awesome. It was so fun.
Dude,
You want to know?
What do you got a
I want to
story?
know yours. Yeah, I do. But I want to know yours, your last show.
Webby.
He's ignoring me. He's pouring a beer.
What's up?
What
Oh,
was your
sorry.
last
What? Oh, yeah.
What was the last show you went to?
Sorry, I thought you were going into a story, so I was going to take time to pour my beer. But the last show that I went to was pretty friggin' amazing, and it was the Lonely Island in Detroit. Do you know who the Lonely
Like
Island is?
the cover, like Adam Sandberg Lonely Island?
Andy Samberg. Yeah.
No, Andy Samberg. It is. Okay.
Yep. It was
Um,
such a good show. It was so amazing. Like I've been a huge fan of theirs since they first came out. They had such great hits as "I'm on a Boat," uh,
yes.
"Jizz in
That's
My
right.
We'll
Pants."
play that when we're on the pontoon.
Yep.
They had oh man, what was the Pirates of the Caribbean song that they had?
Oh,
Uh,
yep.
so many
Or with Michael
classics.
Bolton.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Michael Bolton. It was a really good show. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was funny. The music was good. Like that's the one thing they've always had like really good production value. And and to be honest, like when I watched their show, it made me think like there's no reason that we couldn't do a kick-ass show where we do Pickleball Anthem and Pickleball for Life at some point. Like just I don't know how to make it happen, but like
A
it would be
two-set
super
show.
fun.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, just do
Two
a
songs
two-set
done.
show, walk off, and then whoever else can come on. I think that's how we should. Last year when we had Simone on the show, we talked about how she has a dream of being a stand-up comedian.
Yep.
We should do a comedy show, and Eddie and Webby will perform the opening act. Like we'll do the music to kick things off, and then get into the comedy acts with Simone, Matt Loria, whoever else wants to do comedy.
I like it.
It's a great idea.
So what was your story, Mel?
So just a couple nights ago, I went to a show just down the street from my house, and we just went to go see the band The Picture Books. They're kind of like a metal rocker band, super cool. And I noticed that there was a lot of older people there in the crowd, like waiting, probably for the headliner, but I didn't know who the headliner was. So I just kind of was like kind of taking it all in because I definitely was the youngest person there by about 20 years.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, this is strange. There's like obviously older guys wearing like leather vests and like jean jackets with patches on it and like super like old metal dudes. And I was like, what is, because the guys that were playing that I went to go see weren't old. So I was like, how are they drawing this old crowd? The headliner goes on, they start ripping. I'm like, dude, these guys are awesome. But when we were leaving, we like to go eat dinner. So I got home later, I looked up the band because I was bummed that I missed them. And it turns out it was Steve Harris from Iron Maiden.
Come on.
Wow.
It was his
Nice.
new band called British Lion. And I was like, so pissed that I had to leave the show. I was like, come on. Like, when would I have ever gone to see that ever again? Like,
Yep. That's crazy.
it was, a missed opportunity for sure. But such is life.
Yeah. You got to see Iron Maiden at least one time in your life. It was interesting. And this is how I knew it was going to be awesome. I get to the parking lot. I pull up. A woman parks next to me. Her and her husband gets out. She's got on a hat backwards, tank top with Iron Maiden on it, ripped jeans that had like an Iron Maiden patch, and lights up a cigarette. And it's like, hey, you here to see Maiden? And I was like, yes, this is why I'm here right now. It was the best. But the people there were so freaking friendly and nice and inviting, and it was such a big party.
Yeah.
And honestly, the reason I went to go see it is because of the opening band was Ghost. I don't know if you ever heard of them or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of them. But
Yes.
I went there to see them, and I was like, oh, cool, I'll get to go see Maiden. And I ended up liking the Maiden concert even better than the Ghost part. But anyway, it was a blast.
Did you hear Ghost cover of Old Town Road?
No. Oh man.
What?
Now I gotta look that up.
Gotta hear that. Got to.
Yeah, it's I want to hate it, but I don't. Probably because I like Ghost and Lil Nas X, so I'm just gonna let it ride. But
no, I think I'm gonna like it. I mean, he's a talented guy. What the heck's his name? He was outed last year.
Lil Nas?
No, the Ghost lead singer. What the heck?
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah, he was outed because he was always incognito, but some of the band members, because he rotates the band members a lot, they outed him because they were mad because they didn't get paid. What the heck was his name?
Oops.
Anyway, long story. I need to definitely listen to that.
Right.
Yeah. You're gonna like it, I think.
I would play it right now, but we would get copyright
Right.
stricken, so I can't.
So a concert that I saw a few years ago that was amazing. It was a dream of mine to see them in concert, and I was kind of worried that they would be kind of too old to actually still do a good show. But AC/DC, before
Oh,
the current lead
nice.
singer had to stop touring because he actually can't tour anymore. He's got like major hearing issues. Do you guys remember like a couple years ago, Axl Rose actually took
Yep.
over for him to
Yep.
finish off their tour? So I
Oh
was able to,
yeah.
I was lucky enough to see it before the lead singer had to stop going on tour. And oh my God, it was a kick-ass show. And Angus Young, like he was amazing. Like he's like seriously a super talented guitar player, and he looked just like he did like 30 years ago. I mean, he was super energetic on stage, running all over the place, playing like crazy. I mean, it was a great show. I'm super glad I was able to go see that.
That's awesome. Those are those classics that you just got it. Like when you see them, you're like, I gotta go.
Just
I
gotta
gotta
go.
bucket list
Yeah,
this right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. One
We
person that
went
I
and
never
saw
got to
Elton
see.
John last year.
Oh,
That's
nice,
cool. How was that?
nice.
It was, I mean, a huge production and it was beautiful. And so grateful that I got to see it. You know, he's getting old.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
So we were hanging out with my neighbors who were originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, moved down here a few years ago, and they were I could tell they didn't want to like come out and brag about it, and they didn't want to seem like a big deal, but apparently they're friends with Elton John and a bunch of people on the tour, and they'll just show up and go out to eat with them after and hang out. How cool would that be?
No big deal.
Yeah, and they were trying to
wow.
like I could tell like as they were telling us, they're like, oh, we don't want to sound like those kind of people, but I'm like, dude, that's
Right.
something to brag about. Like you've been able to just go show up in Orlando and hang out with Elton John after like that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't even imagine. I don't like fan out normally, but I think I'd probably fan out. I probably would be speechless.
Yeah. That he
Yeah.
is so iconic that it would be one of those things where you're just like, I don't even know what do I do with my hands, right? I don't know what to do right now.
Totally.
You know, you get tongue tied, speechless. I would probably say something stupid, you know, like super embarrassing. But
Love it. Good stuff.
yeah. What
What was
else?
the show that you said you were bummed you missed?
Oh, one
I
person
think
that I
Webby
never
started
got
playing
to
it.
see. Yeah, I was starting to say one person that I never got to see in concert that I really regret before he passed away was Tom Petty. I absolutely love Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. That's somebody that I always intended to go see, but the few times that he was in town, I didn't. And man, when he passed away, that was a big blow. And the crazy thing is, like, I kid you not,
Yeah.
I purchased Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers greatest hits on vinyl, and it was like en route to get delivered to my house when I got the news that he passed away. Like what are the odds? Like when I purchased
That's
their vinyl record, that's
Yeah.
when he passes away. I mean, it kind of, I don't know, it hit me pretty hard. It was rough.
yeah. That's super weird and coincidental and
Yeah, but
hmm.
that was yeah. He was that's a band like I can listen to. Especially the greatest hits CD. I listened to the whole thing from beginning to end. Absolutely love it. And yeah, I definitely regret not seeing them in concert.
Hmm. Yeah, never had a chance to either. Interesting.
Man,
Sad.
I love this Dinking Around show. I mean, like we've covered so many
Yeah.
random topics tonight. I absolutely love it though.
It's awesome.
Like
Ma-
this, I feel like tonight is like the whole reason we do the show. Like we had you joined us like literally an hour before we started to do our other podcast is when we got in touch with each other, and here you are. You're with us. We had zero topics planned beforehand. Like usually we at least have a few things that we want to talk about before the show. We literally had nothing planned before the show. So then this whole entire show was just like just whatever happens, happens.
We had nothing planned, and I also feel like we have like 5 vacations and new business ventures about to start.
Really?
So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This episode caused a whole bunch of future plans to happen. But beforehand,
I have
none of
notes.
it.
By the way, Andre Paul said enjoying a fifth frame foudre. I don't know if I'm pronouncing
Fooder.
that right. Fooder?
I think
Fooder.
it's fooder.
Yeah, isn't that
But
actually
I
a
could
brewing?
be wrong.
Isn't that aren't
A
those the
food
wine?
a,
The
a
wine
fooder
barrels?
is a like a barrel, yeah,
Yeah.
like a wine barrel.
There's a
But I
restaurant
don't
in
know what a fifth frame fooder is.
so Fifth Frame is a brewery. I know that.
Andre. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So actually, there's this restaurant in Tampa where you have dinner in one area and then you have dessert in another area. So they take you to this whole other area, and actually, you eat in old fooders that were brought over from either France or Italy. I don't know, but like they cut it to where they cut like a third of it out and they put a table in there, and you actually sit inside of it, and you can select the music you want playing with like an old 50s touchpad. Like, it's super cool. It's called Burn, maybe. Let me look it up here.
So, do you want to know what foudre is? It is a fermented, juicy pale that's dry hopped with experimental hop HBC 472 and BRU1.
Interesting. I like it.
If I remember correctly. I mean, that was all off the top of my
That was off the
head.
top of your head.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, Mel, this has been awesome. But we'd obviously like to give you the opportunity to be able to share with everybody how to follow you with what's going on with you, what's going on with Brewbies, all that good stuff.
Oh, shoot, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to follow pictures of my dog, I'm at Mel Cakes. I look kind of like through my Instagram sometimes, and I'm like, oh man, I used to post all sorts of cool, crazy stuff, and as of lately, I feel like it's a lot of Cheweenies, and that's it.
I always like it.
So if you like dogs, you can follow me. And then Brewbies is at Brewbies Fest. And you should definitely follow Brewbies because we do beer festivals all over the country. They're for a good cause. And who doesn't love beer and boobs?
Right?
That's it. We have Brewbies coming up if you're in San Diego next week or Southern California. It's Saturday, February 8th at Webby Beer in Oceanside. I don't know. We have like 50 breweries. We have a cornhole tournament. Next year it's going to be pickleball.
Yeah.
That's right.
We have a huge raffle and a DJ and a dance party and all kinds of fun stuff. And all of it, 100% of it goes to Keep Abreast.
That's awesome. 100%. That's so cool to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool.
We've raised over $500,000 for Keep Abreast.
Come on.
Amazing.
Are you serious?
Friggin' amazing.
Kind of a lot.
That's incredible.
Like, kind of cool, right?
Yes, that's freaking awesome.
That's the first time Eddie's dropped an F-bomb. That's how awesome it was.
Wait, are you kidding me?
Nobody's counting how many F-bombs we've dropped tonight. Okay?
Who cares? That's amazing. No, come on, listen. Here's the thing. I think you are an awesome person, but that right there, just think about the impact that has already made and will continue to make forever when it comes to all the things that are going towards breast cancer research. That's incredible. That is a life-changing amount of money right there.
It's quite a bit of money. It's taken a few years to get there, but I'm proud of it. I know everybody that works on Brewbies and is a part of Brewbies, whether they're just attending the festival or volunteering at the festival or brewing a beer for the festival. I know we all feel the same way because we're one big happy family.
That's amazing.
Couldn't have done it without everybody. So,
how many people are part of the Brewbies organization?
We have 15 people on the Titty Committee, sell company that I work for, Kevin's company, allows me to be able to do it 3 times a year as part of the company. So I have my team at KLG that help me, and then we have our team of core volunteers, the Titty Committee. And we have the fest. We have between 20 and 30 people hands-on extra that are volunteering, plus all the brewers that come and stand around all day and talk about their beer and hand it out. And yeah, there's a lot of people. It's cool though.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
You guys gotta come.
Yep.
It's a good time.
It does sound like a lot of fun. And there's craft beer.
Yeah.
And gotta love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you for coming on, Mel. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys hitting me up and asking me, and I'm glad it worked out. It was perfect.
It was like timing. Fate. Everything just worked out beautifully tonight.
It was awesome. Definitely one of my favorite episodes of Dinking Around so far, no doubt.
The next time we're on a podcast, it'll just have to be live and traveling. It'll be when you guys are in Nashville and we'll all be together.
I love it. Let's do it.
There we go.
Let's do it.
I'm only going to do the podcast when I'm the first of something.
Okay. No, I like it.
Yeah, I do too. We can definitely make that happen.
You were the first live guest ever. You were the first
Yep.
Dinking Around guest of 2020. And then you can be the first guest where both Webby and I are traveling to Nashville.
Yep.
Yeah. Now you guys are a traveling podcast. See, more ideas.
I like it. Love it. Awesome. Thank you again, Mel. So good talking to you.
Thank you, guys.
Hopefully we can catch up soon.
Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right.
Bye,
have a good night.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thank you.
God, she's amazing, isn't she?
Oh, man. Incredible. Such a good friend and just such an awesome person.
Well, it's when she told me the dollar amount too, I literally was like, "What?" Because
it's incredible.
Think about all. This. I love to investigate charities and look at how much money goes to it. Because if you look at some of the top ones, you're gonna realize that only a very small fraction of your dollar that you contribute actually goes to what it's meant for, right? But here Mel is putting on a beer festival. So first of all you're doing is you're contributing to going and having a fun day or multiple days at an event where you get to learn about beer, talk about beer, drink beer, play cornhole, have fun, be social. And all of those proceeds, every freaking penny of it goes to the actual cause. Like that's incredible.
Yeah. It's amazing. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why like our channel focuses on pickleball and craft beer. And both of those things are they both bring people together, and it just brings joy to the world. Both of them like raise money for good causes. You can't go wrong with pickleball and craft beer. I mean, they're both such amazing things, and that's why we devote this channel to those things.
That's right. Well, Webby, I don't know what to say about tonight. We were going to talk about all these pickleball bad advice topics that we got, but that kind of went sideways, and I think for very good reason.
Oh yeah. We will. We'll have to bring that up next time we do Dinking Around,
and maybe we'll actually prepare a little bit for that one where we can highlight and talk about it, and maybe hear from other people what they think the worst advice they ever got was.
Yeah, and something I still want to happen is I want a random fan of the show to join us eventually. Like that's another goal for 2020. I just want a random fan that we have no idea who they are. They just love pickleball and or craft beer, and they just join us to chat about it.
Honestly, when we created Dinking Around, I thought that was going to happen fairly frequently.
Yeah, I know. Like when I was growing up, like when I was in junior high and high school. Like if I found a radio show or something that was live that I liked, like it was my dream to like call up and be able to talk to them, even just to like have them like say my name or something like that. So I mean, I feel like there's got to be somebody out there. Maybe they're just too nervous or too shy or something like that. Maybe they think like, oh, they would never have me on the show. We're not kidding. Like if you send us a message on the Eddie and Webby Facebook page and tell us that you're interested in joining us during one of these Dinking Around shows, we're gonna make it happen.
Definitely.
Whoever contacts us first during a show, you're very likely you'll get on.
100%. But guess what, Webby?
What?
I hear the Naples police out there knocking on doors, checking for noise, seeing if lights are on.
Oh
Like always.
man.
You know, I'm so old, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, those
but,
Naples police, man. You just like it's way past curfew. If they if they can detect that you're awake right now, you're in trouble.
That's right. But I do want to ask you one question. You ready?
I'm ready.
I see something new in the background behind you, kind of over your top left shoulder. What is that?
Are you talking about this thing right here? This says Eddie and Webby?
Yeah, what is that, man?
So I'm sure at first glance it just looks like a little Eddie and Webby, like maybe a painting or something, or just something there. I'm gonna go grab that. I might have to take my headphones off to reach it, but
okay.
It's kind of badass. I got a little bit of a story to go with it. I'll go grab it real quick.
All right, do that. So yeah, I noticed this on Webby's wall. It definitely looks like some sort of artwork, whether it's painted or printed, or I don't know if it's on like a hard material. I really don't know what it is, but it immediately stood out to me. So Webby is grabbing it, and I think he's gonna share with us what this is.
I'm actually pretty proud of this. I mean, it might make me seem like a total nerd, but anyways,
everybody already knows that you're a huge nerd, so don't worry.
That's a very good point. Gonna be the very good point. Yeah. I do YouTube videos about video games, beer, and pickleball. But this is what's gonna make people think I'm a nerd right here.
This is it.
But so my wife, daughters, and I, we went to the Toledo Museum of Art recently, and very cool place. Saw some very cool artwork, and in one area, it was actually like the store, like the part where you can purchase things from the place, and they had like stuff from local artists and stuff, and they had some art, and basically what it was just like there was a section somebody just like nailed stuff into wooden pallets, but like they formed like cool looking images, and some of it was like screws, like people put screws into pallets to form cool looking art. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, like that's kind of like a super simple idea, but genius at the same time. It looked really cool. And I was like, I wonder if I could make the Eddie and Webby logo on a pallet using screws.
Come on.
So that's exactly what I did. Hopefully the camera can pick this up. So I got a wooden pallet.
Oh my God.
And these are screws. Like the logo, it's nothing but black Phillips head screws. And yeah.
And they just did that by looking at it or by looking at a picture?
So like I did it. I did this.
Oh, you did that.
Yeah. What? Like I was inspired by the art that I saw.
Oh my God.
Art museum.
I thought you were saying you bought that.
No. So I saw the art that people had done, and I was like, wow, that's like really cool looking. And I think I could do that. Like every once in a while I get like in the mood to do like some artwork. My daughters inspire me. My daughters are very artistic. They inspire me. Like they do some amazing paintings. Like we have paintings all throughout our house that our daughters did, and they're amazing, and they actually makes me jealous sometimes how talented they are. And so sometimes like I kind of say I want to see if I can do some artistic stuff. And so yeah,
pull that up again, man.
So it's a wooden pallet, and what I did is I printed out something that has the Eddie and Webby logo. Like I made something that was like big, and I traced our logo onto the wooden pallet, and then I just like screwed in the screws into the outline of the like the Eddie and Webby stencil pattern, if you will.
Dude, that's pretty impressive, man.
And it was actually a lot easier than you thought. Like the hardest part was like getting the size of the thing that I printed out just right to fill up the pallet, and then I just traced it, and then just put the screws in within the boundaries of the thing, And the Eddie and Webby, it's just like all I did was printed the words Eddie and Webby and cut them out because I knew that would be way too impossible to do with screws.
Yeah, that would have been
Um,
tough.
but yeah, I'm super happy with how it turned out.
That looks pretty good, man. I'm impressed by that.
And then like from a distance, like you can't even
Yeah,
tell that it's screws and stuff. But
I would
I
have
don't
never
know.
been able to tell.
I was very happy with it, and yeah, I mean, like while watching TV, I would just be sitting there putting the screws in, and it actually turned out like I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I was very happy with it, and yeah, I love it.
I like it. Very nice. Looks real good.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, guys, that was Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby. I don't even know what number this is.
I don't know
Doesn't
either,
matter.
but what a night! Holy shit, what a night this was.
I agree with you. We had on Wes Gabrielson, which, by the way, I realized I spelled his name wrong on the scoreboard at the World Pickleball Championship. I was going to apologize for that tonight, but we ran out of time.
Did you put SON instead of SEN?
Yes.
Yeah, because when I shared the post earlier, I instinctively put SON because that's just what I thought it would be. But then when I looked it up, I was like, oh wow, it's SEN. That's interesting. Yep. Not what I would have thought.
I blew that. But he was a great guest. Had a great time with him, and then it was so good to catch up with Mel. Just an awesome, inspiring, amazing woman. I really do hope that we get a chance to meet her in person because she seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's got to happen. She's awesome.
That's right. Anything else you want to talk about tonight, Webby?
Oh, man. No, I think that's it. I think that was a super fun night. I love it. And we have an amazing guest for next week, too. So you guys are not going to want to miss next week. Stay tuned. Maybe in the next couple of days, we will reveal who's going to be on the show next week. But it's definitely going to be another must-see episode.
That's right. Another great guest for 2020. Man, again, this has been Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby. An amazing night. We appreciate all you guys sticking around and watching the live stream. And on that note, I'm Eddie.
And until next time, this is Webby, not Eddie, signing off.
See ya.